開催いたします。昨年度多くの負傷者を出し、角が欠ける程度の被害が出ている豆腐ハンバーグ問題につきまして、生ハゲ委員会の大豆ダメ絶対キャンペーンを実施いたしまして、国民の鬼の皆様が間違えて接種せんよう、こちらの方針にてお知らせしていきたいと考えております。
Welcome everybody to the I forgot what round it was. That's embarrassing. Welcome to the quarterfinals winners bracket match between Boomer Converts, and I'm not going to try to pronounce their name. It's something in Indonesian. I'm not going to try and pronounce it, so I'll just say the Indonesian team. But we have the Indonesian team and Boomer Converts. These are two very strong teams. I've not been caught up with exactly what they've been through, but we have a Boomer Converts at seed 2. So we're getting it, and of course Team Blue is seed 10. So two very strong teams, and they've just done their rolls. And it looks like Team Blue has won the roll, so they will be making their choice now. But we do have a very interesting pool. Both teams are trying to push for higher difficulty maps, and you'll be able to see these in some of the choices. And in addition, all of the 4 maps you see, all of the 4 choice mods are all going to be double time, either double time or what was the other mod combination? Double time easy. So we're going to have some pretty fun matches here. Pretty fun games. Right now we're just waiting for them to make their choices, get their teams organized. And once they're ready, we'll be starting off with whoever's pick it is. And we all get to enjoy this beautiful music in the background, chosen by Vivians, as in whatever is just automatically playing. And we're going right into what looks like Hidden One. Hidden One is actually blue team is going to be picking pick by I believe Boomer Converts. This is, as the name suggests, a convert. So this is going to be a convert hidden. These can be pretty tricky. I myself haven't played through this map, but being a convert hidden map, you can expect a lot of weird jumps that get exponentially harder because you can't see exactly where you catch the fruit. So it is an interesting pick from blue team, as they are picking a convert against the convert team, so they must feel pretty confident in this pick. Alright, so we'll be getting into the match. We have Yairi and Digital Fear versus Soliloquy and Dollies. And we're going to see, I believe that was 2 early misses from Dollies. Quickly traded back by Yairi, and Soliloquy and Digital Fear are holding, but that's a double break. It was 2 double break. No, it was just 1 double break, but we now have combo reset almost everywhere. Yairi is right at 100, but other than that, everyone's at pretty low combo. Still building up. And there's a miss from Digital Fear that's going to keep the score relatively even, though. We're only now getting to the point. Oh, now there's a double miss there, but we're only now getting to the point where players are reaching that 200 combo point where they're going to be getting the max amount of score possible. And so it's going to be very important for Dailies and Yairi to hold their combo through here. But of course, very even game. But that miss from Soliloquy, rated immediately by Digital Fear, is going to send the points slightly towards Boomer Converts. And there's a double miss there, so the score is going to... Oh, but there's a miss from Yairi. That's a big miss right there, because he was the main combo holder for Boomer Converts. And Dallies is holding is the only player holding combo right now. Everyone else has dropped recently, so that is just giving a huge point lead to the blue team. It's at 60,000 points now, approaching the end of the map, and unless there's a large break from blue team, oh, there is a break, and that could most definitely sway the points. But it's going to have to do a lot, and with those two misses, that really isn't going to help. That might seal the game, or seal the map, seal the round, seal the point. That's it. Sorry, it might seal the point. With all those misses at the end, that most definitely did. That is a good pick from blue team, giving them 1 point. Not a break point, but that was a map put in by Boomer Converts. Next, we will have a choice. We'll have the next choice is going to be by Boomer Converts, and yeah, so now we have 1-0 team. I guess I'll just call him Aduh. I don't know how to stuff it. I'll stick with blue team. So team blue team with 1 point, and Boomer Converts with 0.
I love you so, hey, that's what you'll say. You'll tell me, baby, please don't go away. But when I play,
and next is Hard Rock 2. Hard Rock 2 is the choice. It's another Switch choice. I do believe this is a choice by blue team, or a map put in by blue team, but it is a Hard Rock convert, which of course is going to add in a lot of the engine. It's 6.13 stars, so that as a convert is going to be quite difficult for both of these teams. We're going to have to see how they handle it. Boomer Converts, being a team named after converts, may have the upper hand here, but of course we just saw blue team win in a convert pick, so we'll just have to see how this goes. And the match is going to be starting, and it looks like we have the same team, or the same teams, the same two from each team going up. Oh, there we go. As we can see, we have a very interesting pick here. The AR is 4.5. I don't think that's adjusted for Hard Rock, but that of course is just going to greatly increase how hard it is. A lot of players are not used to AR this low. And so we're seeing a lot of misses early on. Really, the huge combo from Soliloquy, which just got broken, is what was holding blue team ahead. And now with Digital Fear's combo, the lead is going to switch to them. It's a very interesting choice to see Dallies play with Hidden on such a low AR map. I'm not sure if this was a choice done out of not knowing the map, or not remembering how low the AR of the map was, or just playing Hidden on this sort of stuff. But we're going to see the same sort of pattern of one player holding a huge combo here. Early in the game was Soliloquy, and now it is Digital Fear, and that huge combo is really pulling the lead over. It's a 100,000 point lead now. Where Soliloquy is building up that combo as well. Once it hits 200, the points gained from each route will cap out, and then it will be a battle of Dallies versus Yidi Boy, of course, with a huge point advantage to Red Team Boomer Converts. Of course, that also means I was going, oh, but there's the miss. So I was going to say a miss from Digital Fear could really mess them up, but that was a huge strand of misses from everyone. So no one has any combo anymore. Red team is doing a much better job recovering that combo. As I say that, Yai does miss. But the only thing that's even close to a combo right now is Digital Fears. And he only has 100, so... Very difficult map with the combination of low AR and small fruits, but with a point lead of 180,000 to Team Boomer Converts and so little in the map left, this might already be a point. And it likely is already a point for Boomer Converts. And yeah, this is already, with how hard this ending is, everybody is catching misses, no one can pick up a combo. That's going to keep the score right about where it is. Meaning this is going to be a point for Boomer Converts, bringing the score to 1-1. With how hard this ending is, it's pretty cool to see some players keep it together, but of course... Such a tough pick. I mean, you have Digital Fear with barely getting an S rank, Soliloquy barely missing that S rank, and then the other two not quite falling apart, but just it's such a tough map with a combination of low AR and very small circles. So the point scores now 1-1. It is blue team's turn to pick a map. I get to listen to some nice Vocaloid music in the background while we wait for this next pick to go through. I just pick custom mod one pick from the looks of it. This is going to be one of the DT maps. Of course, is likely it is a convert. It is a map that was pooled by Boomer Converts, and it is a double time convert. Normally, a convert wouldn't really be all too much of an issue here, considering it converts down all the way to 3.78 stars, but once you add on that double time, it can really get tough. So we're going to have to see how both of these teams do on some of these convert patterns with double time. We do see some switches. We have Yairi being switched for Floflim, and Dali is being switched with Constantine. And getting into the map, we don't see any misses early on. Got some interesting hit sounds from what it sounds like. We're gonna have to see which team comes out on top in that spinner. It looks like blue team came up quite ahead after that, but that double miss invalidated those spinners right now, at least for the moment. We're seeing a double SS on Boomer Convert's side. On the other side, we had an additional miss right there, so Boomer Converts is just taking the lead like crazy. It's not even halfway through the map, and the lead is at this point 200,000 points. Although that is a miss from Floflim, which is going to make the point difference not increase as much, but with the performance of blue team in this situation, that's not going to matter as much. At this point, blue team is going to be really hard pressed to try and get back their lead, and I think it's safe to say that this point's already over for them. It's a great idea for Boomer Converts to pool a convert with double time. And we're going to see everyone miss there, but at this point it doesn't matter. That's an almost 400,000 point lead for Boomer Converts. And that is going to be a break. I believe that was a break point, bringing the score to 2-1 in the favor of Boomer Converts, and it is, I believe, now their pick. Yep. Those hit sounds were pretty funny during the match. It's always entertaining whenever there's something added that maybe the players might have turned off, but we as the viewers can hear or see. It's always entertaining. Next pick. We're currently waiting on the next pick from Boomer Converts. And No Mod 3 is picked. This is, from my recollection, yep, this is just a high difficulty graveyarded specific. That's I only played through part of the map once, but I do recall there being some interesting patterns. One of those maps where it's not just a 6.36 star, it also has patterns that a lot of players will not be used to, so it's most definitely an attempt to push the skill limit of what can be done in this tournament. And so we're going to be having this time around Flufflim and Digital Fear versus Constantine and Dailies. Still don't know if it's dailies or dailies, but it doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about. And the first miss actually coming, the first few misses actually coming from Boomer Converts. Of course, now we see the misses coming from the other side. But yeah, this is really where the map starts to pick up and get pretty intense. You see a lot of anti-flow and just a lot of precise movements, tap dashes, all of that sort of stuff. So this is, of course, a ridiculously difficult map for being a 6.36 star. And you can tell by the performance of everyone right now. There's, at this point, not a single S rank. The lead is in blue team's favor by about 40,000 points, but of course, with how often each player is missing, that could easily swap over if one person just gets a big combo. And of course, everyone's building a combo now, so it's really going to be important who misses first. And as I say that, Digital Fear misses, but then there's two misses for both Delis and Constantine. Wolflam holding a combo, and he is going to be able to switch the lead over to Boomer Convert's side. And there's the drop, but of course, or there's Wolflam's drop, but at this point, with how much each team is missing, it's going to require one person building up a huge combo to really change this. He's coming to the end of the map. It might be hard to see that. And at this point, with the leading combo being from Floflim, this is GG's, and it's getting another point for Boomer Converts. 3-1. Was relatively close, actually. It was 50,000 point difference. Of course, the main difficulty was the only way to win this is if a team kept a combo alive. And there was only really one combo needed, and that was Floflim's 327 combo. That's what changed it for their team. So going on to the next pick, this is a pick from the blue team. Bit of a discussion going on in the in-game chat about Discord's interference in while playing catch. I don't know, I experienced a lot of that. It looks like other people do as well. But of course they do have to pick, and blue team picks No Mod 1. No Mod 1 is going to be a loved 6-star. From my playthrough, this seemed a bit more typical of a map. Not that it was per se easy, but not as difficult as the previous map we just looked at, so we'll see how this goes for both teams. Looks like they still may be getting things worked out related to Discord, but now the match is about to start. And we're going to have the same crew as last time. Oh. Don't know what was happening there with Constantine. But those two early misses shouldn't matter too much. It's only going to make a very small point deficit. Yeah, some technical patterns here, but not nearly as hard as what we just saw previously. Most definitely stuff that these players can handle. Meaning a miss is going to have a lot more of an impact. And there is, of course, a miss. As I talk about misses, there's a miss from Constantine, and it is not traded, but somewhat traded from Floflim. The lead is still going to be in Boomer Convert's side, but not by much, by less than 10,000. But that miss from Constantine is going to, and from Deli, that's both of their combos gone. At this point, the lead's just gonna start going real fast to Boomer Convert's side. Both of them have passed the 200 combo mark, and Digital Fear is still FCing the map. Deli's and Constantine are building their combo back up. As I say that, Deli's misses, and Digital Fear actually trades that. But miss from Constantine isn't gonna help with Floflim's 400 combo right now. 450. The lead is just gonna keep creeping away from blue team and towards red team. There's a miss from Digital, which will bring the lead slightly away from Boomer Converts, but of course it isn't going to matter as much with how much of a lead they have right now. We're going to have to see Floflim missing and just losing a lot of drops. And also have to, well, there's Floflim's miss, but what also has to happen is for blue team to keep their combo, and actually Dali's is at a 400 combo. They might actually be able to flip the score. That miss, of course, didn't help. This has been a match cursed with, or this specific song has been cursed with yeah, man, I'm forgetting. Whatever. I've just been saying a lot, and then they've been missing a lot. But this can most definitely at this point go either ways. If either team can hold a combo while the other team can't, that could determine it. There's only 16,000 point difference here. So a miss from either side can determine it, but that Dali's miss is probably going to be the determining miss. A miss from Digital Fear there could sway the score. And a miss from Floflim. Going to be close, and the score has flipped at the last second. Boomer Converts had a lead almost the entire time, but those last few misses, the very end, is what ended up determining who won this point. The point goes to the blue team. It's going to now be 3-2 in favor of Boomer Converts, and that is not the break point my blue team needed, but it most definitely is nice to still have a point. Looks like the next choice from Boomer Converts is going to be DT2. It's going to likely be very similar to the previous one we saw. it is. Was it DT2? Am I looking at the wrong map? Oh, DT2. I had a brain fart. Yeah. So DT2. Seeing the previous DT performances, I think Boomer Converts is quite confident. This, of course, becomes AR 9.9 with DT, and a lot of players are not quite used to that high AR. And there is an early miss from Delis, who is using Hidden. But there are a lot of people who like using Hidden on high AR, so that doesn't necessarily mean a disadvantage on their team side. Especially with the amount of misses being dropped by Digital Fear. But of course there was 2 additional misses from Floflum and Delis, and then finally Constantine finds a miss. This is a very technical double time map from what you can see here, and it really just a few misses can switch the score over. But Digital Fear was holding for a long time. That miss is still gonna keep, because of Floflim's combo, it's gonna keep the lead in their favor. That miss is gonna not help, but the misses from Delis and Constantine will help here. They'll be able to build up a combo. Delis and Constantine are still trying to find that foothold, while the lead is slowly growing, not in their favor. 60,000 point lead, and Floflim did find a miss, but Digital Fear is still maintaining that combo. Is no longer maintaining that combo. They call it Caster's Curse for a reason, folks. But we do have a 100,000 point lead. Either Constantine or Delis, preferably both of them, would have to maintain quite a long combo to get this score back, and it would also require misses from Floflim and Digital Fear, which we are seeing because of how technical this section is. Constantine is actually holding through. That quite impressive with how difficult the section is. That miss, though, of course, will not help. And really, with all the misses, it's been very difficult to have the score flip. And at the very end of the map, we do have a 132,000 point lead in favor of Boomer Converts, bringing the score to 4-2 in their favor. Quite a technical map, but now we are going to be going into blue team's pick. Yeah, actually looking at the scores here on this end screen, we can see what really determined it was keeping combo. There were similar amounts of misses from everyone, but really just keeping that combo is what ended up mattering. Now, blue team, of course, at this point we know which teams are going to be dominant on what types of maps. And so blue team is going to have a pretty tough choice because they have only had 2 wins and multiple losses. So they're going to, of course, choose no mod. They have won a no mod pick already. So this is a very natural pick from them. but we'll still just have to see which team comes out on top here. Because just because it's the no mod doesn't mean it's not difficult. It is still most definitely a difficult map. And even though it may not seem like it based on the map itself, it is a convert. It has just been shortened. You see the length at the bottom says 552, but it actually has been shortened by cutting out a long section at the beginning. So we're going to be skipping about, say, about 2 minutes or 3 minutes into the map at the start. So this is going to be a convert pick, which could possibly favor boomer converts, but we have seen blue team win in do quite well on converts. They won Hidden 1, which was a convert. And getting right into it, we see very early miss from Constantine, but that only drops about 20 combo. Ultimately, as long as Constantine does well, then it shouldn't hurt blue team. But there's a miss from Dailies, 2 misses actually, which is going to start creating a pretty big lead for red team. We're going to see Fluffin, Digital Fear, and Constantine all reach, or they've all already reached past the 200 combo mark. And right here is where Dailies reaches it. So we're going to see the score difference even out at around 42,000, which in this map can be determined by 1 miss. But of course we have 2 SS's on Boomer Convert side. So they're going to have to miss. If they end up not missing this entire map, then that's going to be too bad for blue team. And we do see Dailies missing again on this map, dropping combo and giving more of a lead to Boomer Converts. And there's a drop from Flufflim. That is one of the drops that, of course, blue team needs in this situation. It most definitely will not flip the score, considering the multiple drops that have happened on blue team's side, but it will make it much easier for them to regain the lead. Of course, we have two 900 plus combos. We have the 300 combo from Dailies, and we have Flufflim just hitting the 200 mark. So we now going to have a pretty stagnant score difference once again at 40,000, which is a difference, of course, of just a 1 miss. And there's a double miss, one from Dailies, one from Constantine. That's really going to send the score. And the 2 more misses, one from each of them, has now raised the score difference from 40,000 to 90,000. At this point, Digital Fear and Flufflim are both going to have to drop, and Digital is still on an SS. So that is not the most likely to happen. We have seen another miss from Constantine, and at that point that almost determines the map. Boomer Converts would have to do terrible in this ending for blue team to have a chance at taking the lead back. And we have 600 combo on red team. Oh, there's the miss from Digital Fear, but with the miss that came right around the same time from Dailies, it's not quite enough to swing it back in the favor of blue team. Boomer Converts likely will be taken. Boomer Converts, as a matter of fact, will be taking this point. Really formidable scores from all sides, but 2 979,000 point scores from Boomer Converts side, really sealing sealing the point in their favor. Only one miss for both players. And that is match point now for Boomer Converts. And they've already made their pick. Custom Mod 4, they're playing an easy DT map. Which isn't something that a lot of people... It's something that a lot of people know exists, but it isn't necessarily something that a lot of people have experience in. So we'll have to see how well each player does here. We have seen a trend for DT points to go to Boomer Converts, and they're likely trying to keep that trend going. But on the blue side's favor, they were the ones who pooled this map, so they could, of course, have an advantage here as well. And Bancho's having a moment here, but we're getting right into it. And this is, of course, a convert as well, but we see a very early miss from Yai, 2 actually, and 2 from Constantine. There's a miss from Digital with Soliloquy's combo, almost reaching 200 and really playing impressively here, being a convert easy DT map that is, of course, quite difficult. That lead is really going towards blue team's side. There was a miss, of course, from Soliloquy, but the score is still greatly in their favor, especially with both of those misses from Boomer Convert's side. And 2 more, 1 from each on Boomer Converts. The lead is already at 100,000 points. Of course, this is halfway through the map, and we're seeing a lot of misses all across the board. And you can really see why. It's easy DT on a convert, relatively high star convert. And we're seeing combo being built by Digital Fear, but at this point, especially since there's also a combo from Constantine, and especially because everyone missed on that pattern, the score is just going to keep growing in favor of blue team here. And we're approaching the end of the map. And there is a 175,000 point lead for blue team here, and that is significant because even with score v2, easy still halves your score. So in a typical sense, that would mean a lead of about 350,000 points. That is just such a tough map that blue team really nailed, especially Soliloquy with a 327 combo. And it will be blue team's pick here. And it is quite likely that we'll see a hidden pick here, considering no, we're not seeing a hidden pick, we're seeing Hard Rock 1. We did see some interesting gimmicks with the previous Hard Rock being ridiculously low approach rate, so we'll have to see how this one plays out as well. This one looks a lot more normal, except for the circle size being 7. Pre-Hard Rock. This is going to be really funny to watch, because what that means is the circles are going to be very small. Another gimmick Hard Rock map, and we'll see which team is more confident on. At this point, it's going to be circle size 8. which is, by the way, to the point where you can see your entire catcher on the screen at any moment. I believe that's around the point where that will happen. So we're getting into the map. We have Constantine Soliloquy versus Flufflim and Digital Fear. It is still match point for Boomer Converts. So if they get one more, win this point, they win the match. But yeah, you can see the catcher right there, just how small he is. And it's going to be really hard for players to keep a combo with such small circles. We had a bit of struggles early on from Constantine. Soliloquy's getting misses. Everyone's getting misses. I was slightly expecting one person to keep some semblance of a combo, like Digital was doing there and Floflim is right now. But with such high AR, such small circles, it takes a special kind of player to be able to do anything like this. We have a very large point lead, 100,000 points in favor of Boomer Converts here. Digital actually on a 100 combo. That is really helping Boomer Converts' odds here. And really, neither Soliloquy nor Constantine, or well, Constantine had a 50 combo, but neither of them could really pick up the combo necessary to swing the points in their favor. But we are only about a third of the way through the match, so there still is a lot of time to build that combo. And if we see that combo being built, it could mean one step closer to seeing a tiebreaker match. But of course that would require one of the players on blue team to keep a combo above 200. And that is ridiculously tough for both teams here. Digital had a good streak going for a bit. And purely looking at accuracy, Boomer Convert seems more comfortable on this. But there's still only been like one or two combos this entire time that's even reached 100. Digital might do it again. And of course, Digital is the only player above 90% here. But there really isn't anything that blue team could have done at that point. With how hard it is to hit such small circles, especially at such a high approach rate. We can see just by the grades everyone's getting, we have a B rank, 2 Cs, and a D. So that's just ridiculously hard, but that is the last point Boomer Converts needed to take the point. They will be moving on to the semifinals winners bracket. And blue team, team from Indonesia, whose name that I don't want to try pronouncing, will be moving on in the losers bracket. So we'll be seeing both of them next week. Thank you everyone for joining the stream and watching, and I look forward to seeing not just this team, but all the other teams in the next few weeks.